So, very good afternoon, one and all. I am Santosh Nair, and I am the Global President for NIMS University, which is based out of Jaipur, Rajasthan. Overall, I am having a blend of both industry as well as academic experience prior to this. So, I just joined NIMS University 8 months back. And prior to this, I was leading Parul University as a managing director global. I have served into industry for more than 8 years with brands like Tata, Amul, Steelco Gujarat. At the same time, I've worked in academics for more than 12 years, right, with reputed universities. Now, I have been attending a lot of forums and I see that this is a very common topic. So it's not a topic which is 20 years old, but it is a topic almost a century old. Right?
No, I could only say how much age I could manage.
No, so because because we keep on interacting in a lot of forums, right? So it is like we always talk about the gap between industry and academia, right? And I saw a recent speech of Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, right, giving speeches in Harvard University. And still at this point of time, we call that Harvard University is the topmost university in the world, right? But still, they discuss on the gap between industry and academia, right? And Mark Zuckerberg says that, okay, I don't see any major substantial contribution of university towards building my future, right? Because many of them are dropouts, right? They haven't done their formal education as well. Still, they are one of the most successful people in the entire world, right? So what I personally feel is the gap is not between let's say the expectations of the industry and the deliverables of the academia. The gap is in basic understanding of the fundamental philosophy on which both these sectors have been designed and planned to deliver. I'll give you a very simple example. Now, after independence, the government started with, let's say, IITs and a lot of other institutions of eminence and institute of repute, right? And so the basic purpose on which this entire education system was designed was basically on research. Now, when we come onto the industry side, what is the percentage of investment that the industry does on research? Does industry really care about research, right? Because if we see overall in India, less than 2%, everybody knows that this is being kept discussing in every forum, that less than 2% of the overall GDP gets into research and development. So the fundamental thing behind this is the industry basically doesn't care about the degree that a student carries, right? They are more concerned about what is the value addition that the student brings in to my organization once he or she gets hired. And a very simple example behind this is a cybersecurity guy having just 10th pass, right? He is being hired by a company because he left his education because he was passionate on cyber security, and he is still hired, and he is now at one of the topmost position in the company. Because and the second example would be, if you see the trend in hiring, the maximum hiring takes place after graduation. Once the student goes for post-graduation in MTech or MSc or something, his employability goes down, right? Because the industry is not keen on hiring postgraduate students, and this is the case with IITs as well, and a lot of universities across the country as well, right? With most of the private university. So when we talk about the convergence of academia and industry as an ecosystem, first of all, we need to identify that where do we position industry and academia in this particular ecosystem. I'll just take 2 more minutes. So basically, for industry, academia is academia serves as a backward integrator, right? And for academia, the industry serves as a forward integrator. Now, we know that here why the placement came into picture and why it is continuously discussed since last 2 decades, because privatization came into play into the education sector. Previously, nobody used to talk about placements, because I remember when I passed out in 2003, the placements were not there, but still each and every student who used to graduate, they used to get a job, right? And you can take any example. The students who have not been placed through campus placement, they are still successful. They are getting a job after 1 or 2 years, or maybe immediately also. The thing is like after privatization in the education sector, we are more obsessed about employability. Second, the fundamental philosophy on which the education is designed, it is not only on let's say research, right? It has three major outcomes which everybody knows. One is the employability, second is the research, and third is the innovation. So it is very important for the academia to and the industry as well to ensure that do we align corporate goals with academic goals as well. The problem is why this relation doesn't sustain for a long period, because the goals of industry is very different and the goals of academia are very, very different. Because academia is more compliance driven, it is more theoretical in nature, whereas the industry is more outcome oriented and it is more practical and application based in nature.
Yeah, that's true.